Hey, hello everybody. Um, Thanks for joining us. We are here today to have some conversations and to share some tips. Let me quickly, first of all, let me say this. Um, have you ever found yourself in a situation where you're thinking, hmm, you know what? I knew that was going to happen. How did I already know it? Like, how did I feel that I was supposed to walk in that room and receive whatever I received, right? Have you ever felt that? I want you to type one in the comments because this conversation is 100% for you, right? Um, because we have all been in the situation, so many of us, where we've lost trust in ourselves. We've lost trust in the spiritual gifts that we have. And I'm speaking with someone today who is an absolute expert in this space and is really going to give us some tips and things on how to gain that trust back, how to connect with that again. So first, let me quickly introduce myself in case you're like, how did she show up on my timeline? I don't know who the heck this woman is. Well, I'm Ilika Follette, and I work with wellness professionals to be the in-demand person in the industry, to stand out in the crowd of everyone, right? So you get to actually be the person that people are running to and coming to when they want to have that shift and have that personal transformation. So um, and that's what I do. We use visibility strategies, mindset shifts, and productivity hacks to really change the game for you and your business. So that's what I do. Anyways, today we have Louise Lopez. She is an absolutely amazing woman who spoke recently. She's a spiritual alignment coach. She spoke recently at the Reclaim Your Influence retreat, an event that was really, and her talk was so powerful that I wanted to do a live so that you all could connect with her. And also, you can go back and watch the talk. So if you're like, oh my goodness, I really want to hear the rest of what she has to say, because we're only going to be on here for about 10 minutes. So if you're like, I got to hear Louise's talk, then I put the link in the description of this video. I put the link in for you to click and you can actually watch Louise's full talk on YouTube, along with the talks of all the other folks who are at the Reclaim Your Influence event. So, Louise, please give us an introduction of yourself and what you do and how you help.
Okay, so my name is Louise Lopez. I am a spiritual alignment coach, and I work with those who are spiritually sensitive and want a deeper understanding of the supernatural for greater levels of power and freedom in their life. So, what that can look like is a child having night terrors or sleepwalking. And for an adult, it can look like PTSD or any of the mental
Mhm.
health characteristics. So I help them be empowered to not be tormented, but have power and authority over those things that are changing their life for the worse and making their lives better.
Yeah, it's so interesting, Louise, what you help folks with, because I will tell you all this for the folks who are watching right now. We had our retreat, our Reclaim Your Influence retreat last week, right? It was February 2nd and 3rd, I think. Yeah, February 2nd and 3rd. It feels like it was a month ago. But we had our retreat, and each of the speakers got up and spoke to the audience on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, and all that, right? And they also spoke to the folks who were in the room. Well, after Louise got off the stage, it was like a line. After she spoke, there was like a line of people wanting to talk about their experiences. I feel like I've heard these things, and so um, I even gave some situations that I've had. But Louise, I would love for you to share the story that you spoke on about the little boy. I think that's super powerful, especially for so many moms out there and dads out there whose children are struggling with this and they feel like they're struggling with it themselves.
Okay. Yes, I my one of my first experiences was helping a little boy. His mother couldn't get any help for him. He was sleepwalking, but not only was he sleepwalking, he was having night terrors. And not only that, he would stop breathing in the middle of the night.
Mm,
So I just, we went to the park and I talked with the little boy. And one of the gifts that I have is to help people to remember detailed information that are hidden in their mind. So I just began to talk to him. And so as he was talking to me, he recalled three different instances where he remembered that things were coming at him. So I just asked him, simply like, what's going on when you go to sleep? He says he goes to sleep, and then when he wakes up, he's thinking he's waking up, but he's not waking up. It's him coming out of his body, and he's seeing these entities coming at him. So they're demonic entities trying to scare him. They're trying to come at
Mhm.
him and looking, and he's trying to go to his mom because he's like, I need help. And so he doesn't understand that he's not in his body. So he's having a hard time trying to get through to his mom, trying to open a door and all these things. So he's having a hard time. He is trying to get to her. She doesn't see him, she doesn't hear him. And because this is all happening, he is freaking out and he's screaming and all this stuff. So can you imagine
Right.
seeing her child, like he's sleepwalking and he's screaming, terrified, but he doesn't know that she's there. She's actually there seeing him and screaming and all this stuff. But for him, he's in another realm. He's seeing something completely different. So as this is happening, because he's out of his body for too long, he faints because he stops breathing. And the
Mhm.
mom has to catch him and try to get some breath into him and whatnot. And so for
Terrifying.
different experience for him, and then for her it's a different experience. So we're correlating all these things that are happening at the same time. And I'm understanding that he has no idea that he's out of his body. He has no idea that what he's doing, he cannot do in the spirit as he can do in the natural.
Right. He's
And
6.
did,
He's 6 years old. Yeah, right. He's 6 years old. So he has no clue what's happening. Yeah.
so so as this is going on, um he's just having really hard time, and he's trying to get in the bed, he's trying to go underneath the covers, but he can't get his mom's attention because
Yeah.
she's not really there.
Right.
For him, that's what
Yeah.
he's seeing. And so I just really explained to him, I say, look, this is what's happening. You are coming out of your body. You're out for too long. You're sleepwalking, but not only that, you're stopped breathing because you're out for too long. And these entities are called demons, and they're trying to torment you. They're trying to come after you. That's why you're so fearful. And so I introduced him to the Lord Jesus. I said, you know what? He has power and authority over these things. And can I introduce you
Mhm.
to him? And then I got the mother's permission, and they had already been to church and everything. So he knew who Jesus was. He just didn't
Mhm.
know that Jesus was the one to help. And so I gave him the tools to do that. And his appearance became very bright and very happy to know that there's a solution to this problem. And then so after that, we prayed for the parents and the child, and they went home. That night he did not have an attack at all.
Mm.
A week later, he did not have any more problems at all because I gave him the tools that he needed to overcome
Mhm.
that fear, and to know that there is a solution to that problem. So he
Yeah.
didn't have to take medication or anything like that.
Mhm. So I'm just hearing that as you're speaking about it, it's just imagining, right? Being that mom and
Yeah.
being like, what is happening? Your child is waking up every night with these terrors and screaming and walking all over the place. And you're thinking this could be dangerous and he could be hurt. And so the first thing we tend to turn to is the doctor.
Yeah.
They start looking at medications and different things. And you were able to really have some conversations, sit and listen,
Mhm.
see what he was actually seeing, right?
Mhm.
Without with and empowering him to have ownership of it without telling him he was crazy, weird,
Right.
off, or all those things that we've heard, right? Because
Mhm.
I you can only and then he was able to take that empowerment along with believing and fully embracing that there was someone there to help him, you know?
Well, the most important thing was letting him know that he's not crazy. He's
Mhm,
special in that way that he can come out of his body. Now,
mhm,
understanding what that means for you is important so that you're not losing your breath when
right.
asleep, okay? So you're not, dying. So
Mhm,
understanding that, oh, I am not under. recognizing that you're not in your body. That was the main
Right.
thing. He needed to recognize
Mm.
that. He didn't recognize that. And
Yeah.
so when he goes to sleep, he has an understanding that, oh, I'm not actually here. I'm seeing
Mhm.
something else. I'm seeing something different. I need to relax, get back in, and make sure I'm not
Yeah.
sleepwalking or whatever. So
So
yeah.
then question I have for you is how does someone like can you give one tip? And I know folks are going to get even more if they when they go back and watch the full video from the Reclaim Your Influence. But
Mhm.
but can you give like one tip for someone who's like, I know I have gifts, you know,
Mhm.
but I've been told since I was 4 that, that's not a real thing, you know, and yet I know that they're there. Can you give a tip for that person to connect with their gift and be able to truly trust themselves in that way again?
Okay.
I know it's a
To
whole
help.
process, and even just like one thing they could do, because the rest is
Okay.
would need to be reaching out to Louise, obviously.
Yeah, I did an activation on the at the
Mhm,
Reclaim, and you can
mhm,
also go ahead and download that for yourself. Um,
mhm,
what you really need to do is identify what your gifts are. Sometimes we think our gifts are one thing, but there's something much stronger or better than the other one, and we have to recognize step by step which one is the predominant one. So all I can say is probably just do the activation. It's an exercise where you learn which gifts are yours, which gifts you
mhm,
are predominantly using. And if you think you
mhm,
have a specific one, such as like seeing, which is mainly like the most potent one is seeing, then you have to identify what you're seeing. If you don't know what you're seeing, then you don't know what to do with that. So you can see
mhm,
many different things.
mhm.
So first identify what it is you're seeing.
Yeah,
And then from there you need to learn more and more things and the rules and regulations in the spirit realm, because there are rules in the
mhm,
spirit. Just like there's laws of nature, there's laws of the
right.
spirit.
Mhm. Yes, exactly, and so being able to I mean, that's a really good start too, because once you can do the activation and really see or really understand where your, because it's almost like where your gifts lie, right? You understand what area, then you can actually dig deeper into that space
Mhm.
and really begin to connect, um, because it comes down to we've been told not to trust ourselves, right? For forever. We've been told, and it doesn't mean that someone came up to you and said, "Don't trust yourself," right? It's literally like, you're saying, um, as a child, as a 5-year-old, I'm seeing this monster come in my room, and he hides
Mhm.
under my bed or he goes in the closet or whatever it is, and everyone's saying, "There's no monster in this closet." They open the door, see, look, no monster, and then close the door, and it's like, that's not happening. Don't trust yourself. You know,
Mhm.
you don't know what you're talking about. And so now we begin as adults, as we get older, you continue to not trust yourself. You've already been told at 5 that you shouldn't be
Mhm.
trusting what you saw and what you believed. And now
Yeah.
it continues to move forward. And so then after a while, it gets to the point where it's just like you're a full-blown adult and you're no longer connected to your spiritual gifts because you were
Yeah, but
told not.
not only that, the trauma continues within yourself. Like you said, you
Yeah.
don't trust yourself anymore because, oh, I've been
Mhm.
told this and I've been told that. So
Yep,
might as well
exactly.
just shut it out,
Exactly. It's I'm
or
actually
deny
seeing a
it.
Yep, I'm actually seeing a comment right now where Claudia writes, "Oh my goodness, I'm a seer and I have no idea what to do with it. I've been this way since I was a child." Isn't that amazing? You
Yeah.
know, I would say Claudia definitely connect with Louise because um, she has a gift where she's guiding folks. She's showing you like how to really use your gift. She's done it for herself. She's done it with her kids. She's done it with her clients, and it's a real thing. And I think we've
Yeah.
been told someone wants us not to use these gifts, because we've been
Mhm.
told that they aren't real, but they are. You know, it's a real
Mhm.
thing, and there's a lot of folks around us, people in your family, people in your circle, and your friends at work, wherever, who have different gifts, um, but they're hiding, you
Yeah.
know?
They're
Mm,
scared to talk about it. Yeah. Mhm.
yep, exactly. So, I'm so glad that we had this conversation, because even if what one person is helped, I mean, Claudia is saying she's definitely going to reach out, because this is a game changer for her. Like,
Mhm,
this is an opening, the same way you helped that child to be empowered and trusting himself and believing what he has.
mhm,
What you're doing with your clients is helping them to do the same thing, you know? Um,
mhm.
and I love this. Oh, yes. And Marie says she's using all of God's given gifts. Yes. It's
Yeah,
we get to trust in him, and he's given us these gifts. And so we get to
mhm.
understand how to use them in a way that works, and that's empowering. So I'm
Yeah,
so glad that we're having this conversation. And for everyone who's like, you know what, I know this is something that I need. I know this can help me. I would say definitely, connect with Louise. Also, go and watch the Reclaim Your Influence event. We literally, Louise gave a full, probably 30 minutes on connecting with your spiritual gifts, on how you can use your spiritual gifts, and also how you get to trust yourself in them again,
mhm.
because many
Yeah,
times we've lost trust in ourselves, and we get to trust ourselves and who we are and who God made us to be, right? So, any
yes.
any final remarks or last tips you want to leave, Louise?
Um, just I just want to let people know that they're not crazy, that
Hmm.
they are not mentally unstable. I'm sure there are unique circumstances where a person is just completely out of balance. But if it's something that you've either stepped into recently or something that you've grown up with, it is
Hmm.
okay, because learning how to use your gift is most important. Not being educated on it is what is damaging, and trauma that comes from that um is not of God. We want you to be empowered. We don't want you to be in fear, and God wants you to be healthy and whole. So
Hmm.
don't deny your gifts. Learn what they are. Learn what you're supposed to do with them, because sometimes other people are depending on you to help them with that. And
Hmm.
I also give a testimony on that also. So yeah.
I love that. Yeah. And Louise, can you tell folks how to find you, how to connect with you too?
Yes, you can find me on Linktree. That's Linktree Taylor Lopez Coaching, or you
Hmm.
can find me on Facebook, Louise Taylor, and
Hmm.
also Instagram, Taylor Lopez Coaching. All of
Hmm.
these places,
Yeah.
Ilika's channel where she showed us on YouTube or on her
Hmm.
Facebook, the Reclaim You. I also
Hmm.
have a QR code there to just sign up for the classes this week. Share with your family and friends. Share with, especially parents that don't know what to do with their children. I
Hmm.
also told a story about how my I knew someone who wet the bed because
Hmm.
they saw things. They were afraid to pass
Yeah.
and go to the bathroom. So, simple things that you may see that your child is doing that you don't understand, you may want to have a conversation with them.
Hmm. Yes, definitely. I'm so excited. This is awesome. So we're gonna let you go. Be sure to go and watch the Reclaim Your Influence event. You can go, I put the link right here. And you can go to my YouTube. You can see it right there on YouTube or in the Facebook group. This is golden. This is a game changer. And we need to be talking about this. So I'm so thankful that you're here with us, Louise, because it's something that so many folks are not talking about and are honestly afraid, or afraid to be judged, afraid to even have the conversation. And this is a conversation that's so powerful and so needed. So thank you for this today. And everyone, please definitely reach out and connect with Louise. You can always text day one to I don't even know how to put oh yeah, you can text day one. I'm gonna write it in here. One to what was the number? Shoot, 443 594 8433.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll be sure that we get Louise's information to you when you text that number. So here, if you text this number, text day one to this phone number, we'll be sure to get Louise's contact information to you, and you'll also get the link for her class that she's hosting as well. Um,
Mm-hmm.
this is the shift, right? This is a shift that you're looking for. This is the shift that you need. And I've seen folks on here already saying, yes, oh my goodness, this validates something for me. I'm feeling even more empowered just from this 15-minute conversation. So imagine what you feel from actually connecting with her and working with her. It's game changing. All right. All right. Thank you all so much. And we will see you all soon. All right. Be sure to text day one and we'll see y'all later.